All right, today I'm going to expand on nutrition. Going back to the 7 pillars video I did, I'm going to expand on which nutrition, which is the second one. So nutrition is basically nutrition diet. Basically, is whatever you eat. So you could be on any type of a diet or whatever. You could be on the fast food, junk food type of diet, or you could be on any of the ones that so many people follow. Your two extremes would be vegan and carnivore. Vegan being the complete plant based, and carnivore would be complete animal based. And so you have a lot in between. You have vegetarian, you have a paleo, and a Mediterranean. You also have uh, uh, pretty much those are the big ones, and and also keto, which has been popped up and everything, which is but I think the big debate though is pretty much on the extremes with veganism and carnivore, because people with carnivore are always hell bent and oh, this is how we evolved, and this is how we're supposed to eat. And then on the other side of the extreme, you got the vegans who are especially the militant ones are this is how we have to eat, because we have to save the environment and everything. So a lot of people tend to end up especially with you see those extremes, with the militant vegans and the hardcore carnivores. They're they build their whole identity around their what they eat and everything. So like uh, a lot of times people pick on the vegans because they pretty much make like I said, they make their whole path of how they eat, their religion, their identity. So as soon as you raise questions on well, hey, how are you getting your nutrients and everything, and it's oh, well, they take it as a personal slight. So that's not necessarily how you want to go about eating. What you want to do with your nutrition is take a step back and look at with all these ones that I've mentioned, like I said, the two big ones I mentioned, keto, carnivore, and vegans. And then you want to take a step back and see which one works for you. Does one of those two extremes work the best for you, or are you someone who can do keto or paleo, or being a vegetarian, a pescatarian, or you can maybe get into the Mediterranean diet. So what you need to do is you need to take a step back and go through what's called the elimination diet or elimination process. Start cutting out foods and stuff that aren't necessarily beneficial for you. So for instance, if you're just starting out, it's some of the obvious stuff would to cut out would be things like soda, candy, potato chips, all these highly processed foods that are that basically give you virtually no nutritional value whatsoever. They're just there to oh, hey, this tastes good, so let me buy some more. The whole the adage that pops up with the Pringles, for instance, the adage, once you pop you can't stop. Their food like that is pretty much designed for you to continue to get one can, sit there and continually eat. I'm oh, hey, I'm still hungry, I want more. So stuff like that would be the first step to cut out. And and with anything it's a whole process. So these are that's the first step in cutting out uh, with all processed food, and getting into a healthier lifestyle, which when it comes to smart recovery, especially with people like me, helps lead to the fourth point with leading a balanced lifestyle. It can also help with urges, because you're not indulging constantly with junk food and everything. So that's ultimately the first process is in the elimination diet elimination process is cut out all the junk that isn't going to serve you well. And then once you start getting into once you start eating more fruits and veggies and protein sources, whatever diet you hone it down and find whichever one works for you. So for me, it seems to a paleo type approach seems to work best for me. And so like I tend to be on like the spectrum, like I said, like your two extremes are carnivore and vegan. So and the other ones kind of fall in between that spectrum. So you gotta look at like, okay, where do I fit in this whole spectrum of things, like because your the microbiome in your stomach and everything might react differently to other things. So once you cut out the junk food and all the crap that's in the grocery stores and everything, you start honing it down, and like you might find that even though you're not necessarily lactose intolerant, you might be uh, in a sense not sensitive to it. So for instance, you might drink milk and end up getting migraines, and then have, of course, nowadays, most of the time you go to the doctors, well, hey, you have migraines, here's a pill, start popping these pills for your migraines. But like, say you're sensitive to milk, you cut the milk out, and then like it gets rid of your migraines. So you got to ask yourself, well, hey, wait, isn't this better to just not drink the milk, and then not have the migraines and have to take the medication for the migraines? The question is like, oh wait, but milk has so much calcium and everything, so how am I supposed to get that and everything? So what you can do is find alternatives for a calcium source. One of the big things that I found that is like sardines. Those are good for calcium source. So what you need to do is find which foods to you might not you might be intolerant towards, or you might be sensitive, or like you might have some like a lot of foods for me are just I can take or leave and be like, yeah, this stuff is good and everything, but I don't necessarily need to eat it. So you'll sit there and kind of refine it and everything, and it takes time. So it's not a one and done deal where you go through and cut everything out one week and, oh, hey, I'm good to go, so I'll eat this way the rest, I'll go with keto for the rest of my life. And or you might find oh, I'll go with paleo, well, that's the best way for me to go. Like I said, the paleo type tends to seem to be better for me, but I'm constantly trying to find different things that work better. So yeah, you're constantly looking to improve your diet, so that way you can actually feel better, not only physically, but you can it can help with your mental health too, as well, indirectly, because the old adage, you are what you eat. So for instance, if you're eating ding dongs and pizza, you're pretty much nothing but a ding dong Pizza the Hut type of deal. So you're not necessarily, if you're sitting there eating all the that food, that crap food and everything, you're not necessarily going to feel physically good, which is in turn is going to you're going to feel physically sluggish, and not as want to feel as active. So the mental aspect to that would be it could lead you down into a more of a not necessarily full-blown depression, but it could lead you to be kind of in a depressed state. So this is why nutrition is so important, because like I said, the adage, you are what you eat. So you could be pretty much nothing but a ding dong with eating that crap, those candy and stuff, and or you can be on the other side and actually be a healthy individual, finding what fruits, veggies, protein sources, whatever path you find that works for you. And so and it's a process, like I said. So you're constantly trying to improve, uh once you cut out all the junk, and then you start honing down to which sources of a real food you eat can actually be the most beneficial for you. People use the adage that you shop on the outside of the grocery store. One of the local ones in my area, as pretty much as soon as you walk in, to the right, you got the flower station, or area, and you got of course you have a Starbucks, which a lot of their sugary drinks aren't necessarily good for you and everything. So what you do is you keep going forward, you're immediately in the produce section, where you're finding all the fruits and the veggies and everything. So you can go in, and this one I'm talking about has a lot of weekly deals and everything. So for instance, with their blueberries or raspberries and blackberries, they have 3 for 10, so you can buy 3 for $10 or something, and like you find like things like sweet potatoes and yams and like regular white potatoes are pretty much like dirt cheap and everything. So like you can get a lot of the like fruits and veggies. Either you can either get deals on them, or like I said, like with the sweet potatoes, you can get them dirt cheap. And then as you walk into the back, you'll start coming across like the bakery where like breads and stuff and everything. So like you want to stay away from like the workstation or whatever, because that's where they tend to do like the cakes and the cookies and stuff like that. But as you get out of the produce section, they have the breads right there. So like with me, I don't have much of an issue with bread or like other grains and everything. So, but like those are some of the food for me that are just like take it or leave it type of deals. So like I can like depending on if I feel like having a bunch of tuna fish sandwiches, where I'll get some bread and then get some tuna, and then like as I go through like the bakery where the bread is and everything, you come and you're in the back of the store, where first thing you come up to is like the seafood section, where like uh, I have found that like for me, like I said, with the more of a paleo type approach, and also like I tend to be more animal based. That seems to be working for me. So like I tend to like lean more towards like the animal side base of things. I mean, I'm not full blown carnivore, and I'm a lot. I found that a lot of like some veggies like Brussels sprouts. It's like I had Brussels sprouts for like the longest time, and then I just got so sick and tired of eating them, and then I stopped, and like it's one of those veggies that I don't miss or whatever, so I probably won't eat them again type of deal. But like getting back to the seafood section, they do have, like I said, like a lot of times weekly specials on like some of the prepackaged salmon that I get and everything. And then you move on, like as you're in the back of like you've made a right hand turn and you're in the back pretty much aisle. I come across the meat department, where they have like the pretty much the chicken, the pork, and the beef and everything. So like I'll either like kind of mix it up and everything. Like sometimes I'll get pork, sometimes I'll get like some steaks, and or I'll do like chicken and everything. It depends on what I feel like getting for that particular week and everything. Like I haven't gotten beef in a while, because like the price has kind of gone up and everything. Because like I was just at local Sam's Club a few days ago, and like I noticed like the ribeye steaks that I've gotten before that jacked up in the price by like $4 a pound. So like you have to also take in consideration like with inflation kind of high right now. You have to take in consideration like the your budget too. So you try to make as best decisions as you can with what you like have. So like you may not necessarily have the money to be able to get say steaks or whatever for like a good protein source or whatever, if you're like me, and like you find that you more of like an animal paleo type approach is better for you. You may go, like I said, do like the deals that I do, like with the salmon packages that they have. Like sometimes they have like the buy one get one free type of deal, or they'll have like $2 or $3 off per package or something. Or you can go to chicken, which is like from one thing I've noticed is that the drumsticks tend to be the cheapest out of all of them. You can also get like the chicken breast and everything. So like again, you have to like take in consideration your budget point, and looking at like what best options that you have available to you. And then like after you get to the meat department is when you start getting into like you get to the other end of the store, where you're in the dairy, where like they have like things like their milk, their eggs, their yogurt, and cheese and stuff like that. So like what I've noticed is that like for me with milk, it's just it's like I said, it's one of those things that like it's like I can take it or leave it. I tend like for the most part, I tend not to stray towards milk, but like I do have yogurt a lot of times, pretty much on a daily basis. So that's one thing that like I find that is beneficial for me. And like so they have like this store usually has like another deal, like you can like those oikos, like triple whatever, like they're like zero sugar, zero this, and like zero additives or whatever. They had one little package or whatever that's like 5-6 ounces, where it has like a 15 grams of protein. And they usually have with those like 10 for 10 deal. You buy 10 for $10, so like you can pretty much buy one for $1, which is like a good deal and everything. They also have like with those like they have their pro version, what they call it, is like has an extra 5 grams, but it's usually like they don't usually have sales on that. It's usually like 20-30 cents more expensive, but so like I'll get those from time to time. And so like and then like as like you're coming back around to go towards the front of the store where the registers are, they have like pretty much like the health and pharmacy department or wherever, where they have like pretty much like supplements of stuff. So like supplements is like another thing you have to look into, because like a lot of times you might not necessarily get everything you need, all like especially the micronutrients that your body needs from what you're eating. So like looking for stuff that you might be deficient in, and what however way you eat, whether it's like vegan, carnivore, paleo, keto, vegetarian, pescatarian, whatever way you decide to you find that works best for you. What you need to do is like look at like the micronutrients that you're deficient in, and then go from there and see where you might need to supplement like your like deficiencies or whatever. So like the two biggest ones you want like would be like to supplement right off the bat would be like a multivitamin and fish oil. Multivitamin would be to like I said, with the micronutrients, so it would be able to like beneficial to help cover all those like deficiencies that you might have in like the micronutrients that you're taking from how you're eating, which path you decide is like and you find is the best for you. Then like with fish oil, like there's the omega-3 and omega-6 ratio. Omega-6s tend to give you more inflammation and everything, and omega-3s tend to act as like antioxidants and anti-inflammatory. So like you want to increase your omega-3 intake versus like your and decrease your omega-6 intake to kind of get that in balance and everything. So that's where the fish oil comes in. And some people might find that they have like a fishy burps with that and everything. Personally, I've never had an issue with that, but like again, you might run into something like that. So like if you do run into that issue, like it could be something where like you take at like the end of the day before like with dinner or something when you're home and you don't have to work, so like you don't like gross out like people, especially if you work in an office set and everything. So those are the big two, like and like another one for supplementation, like it would be vitamin D, because like it's quite common to get like a vitamin D deficiency. So especially here in the Northeast during the winter months when we don't have very much sun, daytime light and everything, especially around the winter solstice where we have like 8 or 9 hours of light. We tend not to get as much vitamin D3. So like during the winter where I'm at, like supplementing with that would be also good. So like you can also like even with like a multivitamin and fish oil and D3, like you could also take a look and see like using like something like you can use like an app like MyFitnessPal to sit there and track stuff and everything, and see like oh hey look, I'm still a little low in calcium or whatever, so I'll pick up so like a calcium supplement, or like or I'm a little low in iron, so like I'll take a iron supplement or whatever. So like another one would be magnesium. A lot of times people tend to like not intake enough magnesium, especially like if you're active, like you have an active job, and or you're like me and you're up on your feet moving around a lot and exercising. So magnesium can help like regulate like your bioelectricity, and it also can help like depending on what type of magnesium you get, it can help with your sleep and everything. So like that's magnesium would be another one to look into, and especially like if you're it could be easy to get deficient in that and everything. So like I said, MyFitnessPal would be something good to track that stuff and everything, so that way you get a good idea of like what you're deficient in and everything. So like and then with the with supplementation, a lot of times like when it comes to people like that are especially in bodybuilding and powerlifting, a lot of people tend to supplement with things like protein powders and also like BCAAs, which are the branched chain amino acids. So those two aren't necessarily a necessity to like balanced nutrition, balanced diet, and everything. But again, like with the protein powder, if say you're doing it like a vegetarian diet, and you do eat a bit of eggs and everything, but you notice that your protein is low. Protein powders might be beneficial in that circumstance to be able to help you increase your protein intake and throughout the day. BCAAs are pretty much like one of those bodybuilding type of supplements with the branched chain amino acids that help you build muscle and everything. So it's not necessarily a necessity. It's one of those things after you get like all your micronutrients and your macronutrients, like your protein, fat, and carbohydrates in check, and you got everything down. Stuff like that kind of helps you tweak that last 2 or 3% or whatever to help you increase fine tune it and everything. So but again, it's stuff like that isn't necessary to overall balanced diet. It's more individual specific for each individual's certain unique situation and everything. So I use the bodybuilding example and everything. So that's where supplementation comes into, is kind of help plug any and all holes that you have in your nutrition approach. So that's how the example of the store that I use, it's called Market 32. So using the shop around the edge of the store to kind of lead a healthy lifestyle. So the only time that you might want to go down the center aisles and everything where all the junk is and everything is to maybe pick up some spices and stuff that you can put with me cooking meat and everything. You might pick up some spices just to put on the meat as I cook it and everything. So that might be one of the only times you go down the center aisles, or you might if you're a coffee drinker or a tea drinker, you might go down there to pick up some coffee and or tea or something. So you tend to, like I said, stay away from the center aisles, especially where all the snacks and cookies and stuff like that. So that's why they say shop around the store and everything. So that's how you can build up your nutrition and everything. So with that, it helps, like I said earlier, it helps you lead a balanced lifestyle and everything. So for the fourth point, it can help you help you build and maintain motivation, in the sense that you start feeling better. Once you get your nutrition and you start feeling better, and at least maybe you start having a clearer mind and you can start thinking better. And it's not necessarily a guarantee, because mental health and physical health are yes, they're connected and everything, but they're also separate, in that you have to kind of tackle one at a time and everything. So you wouldn't necessarily, if you have a mental disorders, you wouldn't necessarily just rely on nutrition to fix whatever example would be depression. You would work with a therapist or whatever to get the mental aspect in order. And so nutrition is separate, but it also would help complement working with a therapist for that depression example that I used. And so that's the first point. With controlling urges and everything, it can help you in the sense if you get an urge to drink, you can just okay, well, hey, look, I want to drink or whatever, but hey, look, I need to get some food for this week, so I'll go grocery shopping instead. So it can early on, it can help you with your urges to control them, in the sense get you out of the moment, instead of going down to maybe your favorite bar to drink. You take yourself out of that away from that situation into the grocery store, where you can buy food, and you stay away from the beer aisle, and that it can help you in that way. And then it can help you get control of your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, because indirectly, because it can give you something to focus on, like, hey, look, I'm doing this to better myself. So like you can like get into your thoughts like, this is what helps me to better myself, which like will lead to like your emotions improving, because like you start to feel better, your emotional state, you'll start to feel better about yourself, and so your behaviors just start like the snowball effect, like it starts to snowball, and like you start making better decisions and everything. So like this is why like nutrition is important for like an overall approach to a healthy lifestyle, and like hitting all four of those points in smart recovery. So like you not don't necessarily need to be like suffer from addiction to be able to do this to better your life and everything. So like the big takeaway like I hope people take is that like to get rid of all look at your like lifestyle, and look at like what you're intaking that's actually holding you back and like negatively impacting you, and get rid of that stuff to help like improve your quality of life, so you can like not only improve yourself, but you can start leading by example to other people, and be like, hey, look, this is what I'm doing to improve myself. You know, what are you doing to improve yourself? So like do you need help from me pointing out anything or whatever? So like it can lead into like you helping other people to start leading a better lifestyle themselves. But of course like you might get a lot of kickback, especially if like you're hanging around the wrong people. So like what you want to do is like, getting back to the support group video I did, you want to surround yourself also with people that have the same goals as you, like when it comes to nutrition and everything, leading that healthy lifestyle. So like with that said, next week I'll probably get into like the more in depth the next pillar of my seven pillars video, which is like the training aspect, which kind of builds on this and everything.